This is Cincinnati Man. I want to thank you for watching and commenting and liking. I was checking my comments, and I had a comment a while back, about 12 days ago, on a Megan review. It was from my buddy Ryan. He said, "Keep these coming, man. Check out a movie called Birdemic." And I replied, 12 days ago, "Okay, I'll check it out and review it." Okay, well, let's go. Let's see how I like it. Hello, everyone. It's Cincinnati Man here, coming to you from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I just got done watching Birdemic. Shout out to Ryan. I don't know, Ryan. You picked an interesting movie for me to watch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start from it. Came out in 2010. I've never heard of it. And what did I do? I clicked and saw the poster, and then I was like, okay. I was like, maybe it's gonna be like some Sharknado thing or something. Nah, it's different. It's different than Sharknado. Um, so okay, so I'm watching it. I'm doing my thing, and it starts off. There was almost like a 5-minute long intro, nothing but titles and production credits and everything. And I'm watching it, and music's playing, and I'm like, okay, it's a minute in, 2 minutes in, 3 minutes. I'm like, damn. I'm like, can we get this going? So the protagonist, the writer's the antagonist. Protagonist. The main character, Rod. The main character, Rod, is just in California. It's California, small town. He's going to get himself some breakfast, which after this review I'm going to do. But by the time I probably get done with this thing, it's probably lunch. But anyway, so he goes to get himself some breakfast, and it is at this diner. And he walks in, he sits down, and he's looking at the menu. And then he sees somebody. He sees something that he want off the menu. I mean, she cute. She's a little cutie. She's a little blonde haired cutie. And she got up and she walked by, and he looked back, and he had to go get her. I ain't gonna lie. Like when she walked by, when she walked by, he looked back, which a lot of guys do. I appreciate the authenticity in this movie, for him to look back and be like, okay, what's going on here? Let me shoot. So he runs out. Now, I had a little issue with that because I ain't gonna lie, I'm hungry. But apparently he was thirsty. he was like, I'm gonna get something to eat later. So he taps her on the shoulder, and she says, he's like, I remember you. You're from my high school. And I was like, okay. And they look like they're mid-20s, like late 20s. And she's like, oh, you remember way back then? He's like, yeah. And she said her name. Her name's Natalie. And she's like, okay. She walked away, and he's like, wait a minute. And he said the weirdest thing. He said, where are you from? Instead of saying, do you still live here in town? He said, where are you from? And I was like, what does that mean? I didn't understand that. So he's like, can we go out sometime and talk? She hands him her business card. Doesn't give it don't get a number. Hands the business card with the number on it. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's Hollywood. I mean, I don't know. Or California, aka when you say California, you think everything Hollywood. So he goes off about his day. He drives his Mustang to work, and he's in sales. He got the little headset on and stuff, and he's, what can I do? The acting is okay. Little known fact. Cincinnati Man had once taken like 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know. A few acting classes, which it was real fun. It was actually it's really like improv. They give you a scene and you emote it. Don't say no or yes 3 times in a row. Um, it was really cool. The guy that ran it, Steve, the advice I'll never forget that he gave was I was acting with somebody and they were so bad at it, it was frustrating me, and I was messing up. And he told me, he was like, no matter what your scene partner does, you can't lose your place. No matter what happens, it doesn't matter if they're bad at it or not. It don't matter if they're having a bad. You have to always be professional and be good at it. And I just say that because the acting was really bad in here. Like just about everybody. The Natalie was decent. The main character, Rod, he kind of talked real wooden, like, I sell software engineering, and I am going to make a lot of money one day. I was like, what is going on? Like, so anyway, back to, see, I got off on a tangent. So he had his headset on. He's trying to sell, and he was like, what do I have to do to get you this offer? I will take 50% off. How much would you buy then? Deal. He gets off. Woo, woo, hoo. $1 million. I was like, who the hell is selling something and then negotiating and being like, look, I'm trying to sell you this. I'm going to take 50% off. You going to take it? Good. I was rolling, and then this friend comes up and they slap hands or they talk or shake hands, whatever. And I just, oh my goodness. So long story short, he telling they're talking about like, oh, it's cool, making money and talking about the future and whatever. Like, oh, I can't wait for the company to sell. We're gonna make some money. Meanwhile, Natalie is takes some modeling pictures and everything, and she takes the pictures, and later she gets a phone call like, oh, Victoria's Secret wants you. You're going to be a Victoria's Secret model. So Rod is making $1 million deals, and Natalie is a balling Victoria's Secret, about to be a Victoria's Secret model. So life is good. Rob and his friend are playing basketball. They look horrible. Remind me of some of my friends who play basketball. I ain't gonna mention them. Aaron, Hunter, Scott, Luke. Anyway, so they play basketball and they're talking, and his friend's like, yeah, you gonna get with her, you gonna have some sex. The dude was like, there's more than life than that, man. So she really got a good head on the shoulder. So they go on a date. They go to a Chinese food spot, and the Chinese food spot. Hey, okay, look, I got this real bad habit of watching a movie and when I see them eating, and I'm like, what they eating? Because it looked like fried steak or something, but it was a bunch of food, and I wanted to know what was on that plate because it looked good. Just like when I was watching the Mario Brothers movie, I was mad because it was a cartoon, but they had an argument with somebody in the pizzeria, and the dude left like half the pizza there. I was like, take the pizza with you. Anyway, so they're in there talking, and they're talking about what they want out of their lives. And Natalie says something like, yeah, I really got somebody special in my life. And I was like, wait, who? Let me see. And she pulls out a photo. He's like, give it to me. He looks at it. It's her cat. And it's like, oh. So anyway, they have a good time. He walks her back. He takes her back home. He walks her to her door, and she kisses him on the cheek, like, have a good night. He's like, oh, I can't come in. She's like, nah, not on the first date. I was like, oh, and she cheesy. You can tell she really feeling him. And they hug, and then she goes into her her apartment. And I was like, oh, that's nice. She's very being respectful. Then I saw what she was wearing. I was like, yo, that skirt a little bit. That's like right under the cheek. I don't. Hey. You know, a couple inches more down. You know, you sneeze that up coming up. Anyway, so Natalie tells her mom about Rod, and and she's like, "Oh, that's great," and tells about the modeling thing. And she's like, "Well, if you're not gonna be a model, you can always be a realtor." And I was like, "That's a big jump," because her mom sells like jewelry or something, but she's like, "You could be a realtor." I was like, "Is that easy?" I mean, there's some fine girls in realtor though, real estate. Anyway, um, hmm. So I gotta look at houses end of the summer. So they are you're talking and it's awesome and stuff like that, and then oh my goodness, this movie the first 30-40 minutes, like it's really a build up. There's nothing crazy, no bird, no nothing. There's just little hints of things. um you also find out in the movie that Natalie was talking to her oh, so um Rod at his job found out his job is actually they sold the company. They're all gonna be millionaires. Like, hey, we sold the company, yay! Because it's software. Duh. It's 2010. Everybody bought the software, and he wants to go celebrate or whatever. And Natalie tells her one of her friends about a guy she met, and her friend is dating his friend. And I'm like, wait a minute, they didn't know about each other at all. That's supposed to be one of his good friends, and that's one of her good friends. They never heard it till they talked to. It was just weird. It was, so. Oh, they they actually hung out too in the movie. They hung out, and the dude. It was just such like everything's weird about this. When she called her friend was in a bikini, and they're about to have sex, and she's on the phone with her friend. Like, what you doing? I'm in bed. I'm like, what is this? I was like, what is this? And then then later they hang out, and then when the couple leaves, about to leave, they hang out. They see them hanging out together, and when they about to go their separate ways, the couple, Rod's best friend's like, yeah, we about to go have some sex. It was basically, he said it like that. I'm like, what is this character? What are these characters? These are freaky couple. I don't know what's going on here. Um, so they so Rod, and they show like Rod visits Rod. They show like them throughout the next few minutes. They go see her mom. They go hang out at like a carnival. The mom loves Rod. And they what do? They see birds. They see these birds, and this is the first time you see birds in the movie. And the and the and the birds are digital. The birds are digital. Like, they're not like they just took some pictures of birds flying. No, they're digital birds, and it's the slowest. It's the slowest flap. It's the slowest flap you'll ever see in your life. See, look, flap, whatever. Anyway, and I'm going off of memory on this movie. I really am. And before that, I remember they was in a Chinese. They was in a restaurant eating again, and they were talking about. And she was like, what do you want in a woman? And he's like, well, what do you want in a man? And it was this charming, cute little thing. I'm a sucker for that, man. It was like, oh, I love love stories. I don't watch enough of them, but I love hearing about love stories. And when one pops up, even in an action movie, I'm like, save her. So, oh, and they danced in it. They had a fake looking Luther Vandross looking brother, but the dance sequence was like 3 minutes long. I was like, this is still going, and it was so. I was. It was like, what is this? So anyway, they had a good time at the beach, and they saw a dead bird, and they was like, "Oh, that's weird." And then they went to a hotel room to have sex. I don't. I mean, but it looked like it was in the same time. I mean, hey, people get Airbnbs and do stuff, so it is what it is. You know, I know a few people that go out on the weekend and they have an Airbnb and kick it somewhere super nice. But it was nice. It was like a Motel 6. It was like a red roof inn. Ugh. Um. So they and then the sex sequence was he was in a tank top. He was fully clothed. He had a tank top on and his pants, and she was in her underwear, and they made out, and they zoomed out to their feet, and it showed them like having footsies, and then wakes up in the morning because in the morning she hears like a commotion outside. She's in her panties. He's still fully clothed, laying on the bed, laying on top of the sheets. I'm like, why did they do this? So she looks outside and birds are attacking everywhere. These digital birds. I didn't see one. I might not have seen one real bird in the whole damn movie. They're attacking everywhere. They take the bed and put it up against the window like it's gonna stop all those birds. So they hear all this screaming, this yelling, this screeching, and he tries to answer. They try to call somebody, couldn't call nobody. So they waited like an hour or so, and they didn't see nothing outside. So they ran and knocked on the door like, "Hey, help, help!" And it's this other couple, and the dude. They talked to them. Okay, let's get to the van and get out of here. A van. The dude hands everybody coat hangers. I said, "This will protect us from these hawks that are killing everybody." Coat hangers. Okay. So they go back to back, and they're just looking around, and they start hitting these birds with coat hangers, and they jump it. Why did you do this to me, Ryan? Ryan, why did you do this to me? So they jumped. They jumped in the car, and they pull out an assault rifle and a 9mm, and they start shooting. I'm like, where these guns come from? Where did all these guns come from? They kill them, and they drive away. And then they drive away. And this movie's crazy because every time they see somebody on the road, or every time they stopped every time. That would never happen. You would not stop at every single spot. So they see these cars on the side of the road. These people are dead, and they find a kid under a car, and they find a kid in the trunk. They grab them, shoot some more birds. They go to a convenience store. The person's dead, get their eyes gouged out. It was real. The gouging. Ugh. It was just ugh. The makeup on that stuff wasn't bad actually. So they give me a second. They grab some things. They run. They're like, okay, we get ready for the birds. Whatever. I'm going all off memory here. This is my first time doing something like. It's my first time doing something this long, and just trying to you got me hurt, man. You got me hurt. So they got the supplies. They got the stuff out of the convenience store to eat and everything. So the two kids, boy and a girl, the two couples, they go sit down. They go sit down at a park. At a beach, near a beach, or like it was just in an open area. It didn't make any sense because if they could just come in any time, why would you be somewhere sheltered? So Rod and Natalie start walking. They started walking, and they run into some guy wearing a mask. It's kind of funny because it was 2010, but anyway, he's wearing a mask, and he's like, Don't come over here. And they're like, what was that? What are you doing? They just walk right up to him. He's like, these birds are contaminated and this and that and that. So he brings them. They bring him over to the group, and he's talking like, well, I want to theorize because I don't know the science, but with the polar ice caps melting and what man has done to nature. I was like, wait a minute, is this a environmental? What is going on here? So then the guy was like, they was like, you should come with us. Everybody they meet somebody, they don't know, it's chaos. They don't know. You should come with it. The guy was like, I'm good. He pulls out a 45 and he has it in his hand upside down. He doesn't pull it out like this. Like when you pull out a gun, you're able to have your hand on the trigger unless you're going to use it. But anyway, he didn't have it like that. He could have just showed, he pulled it out. He had the barrel of the gun like this. Like, I'm good. I got this. I was like, what is going on with this? And they were like, okay, see you later. And I thought you were going to see him again. No, you didn't see him again. Nope. You did not see him again. Not at all. So they leave there, and I'm trying to think. Check this out. I'm sorry. The military dude, okay, the second couple was there. The guy, Rob was like, man, you're really good at shooting. How are you so good at? He's like, I was a soldier, but I left it. Why? He's like, there was too much killing in Afghanistan. And it was more, he was almost doing like make peace, make love, not war type thing. And he was so intense. I was like, oh. I hate killing. You kill a lot of them damn birds, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, the Natalie and soldier boy tell him girlfriend they're going to use the bathroom, and the soldier boy's girlfriend is about to squat, take her pants down. She's like, watch out for me, Natalie, make sure nothing attacks me. Now she's like, okay. She turns her back and just looks like this, and a bird comes in and kills the soldier boy's girlfriend. She didn't fight back. She was just like, dies. And Natalie runs back to the car like, she's dead. And the soldier dude shoots some birds or whatever. They leave. He's all upset. He's all upset, y'all. And then they found a bus. They found a bus full of people. It was like 3 people. It's a bus that could have been full of people, but it only had 3 people in it because everybody else dead. And they're like, hell, oh my goodness. They're screaming like, this dude was so dramatic in it. And the soldier dude was like, we got to help him. I'm like, if y'all stop one more time. And the dude comes, gets his rifle. He has his rifle. He goes in there. And they're like, no, we're not leaving. They're going to kill us. They're like, no, they're coming with me. And he grabs like 3 people. They get out in front of the bus. A flock of birds come down, and they spit on all of them. Like aliens or something. It's like this massive glob of just gel hits them, and they're like, ah. And I was like, hey, they didn't do that to them any other time. Soldier boy dies. Rod was like, oh no, I should go out there and help. And Natalie was like, they're already dead. We gotta go. So they drive away. And on the side of the road, they see a car. Natalie gets out. It's her best friend that's with Rod's friend. They're both cut up and slashed. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, these birds must be serial killers. Because the way they slash in your throat, you got slashed right, and she's laying there like, Natalie. And Rod, they get back in the car. Natalie's all sad about, oh, my friend died. Rod was like, yeah, we gotta get out of here. He didn't care about his homie. His boy was right next to her. He didn't even be like, oh no, my friend died. He was just like, hey, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. So they drive, they go get gas, and there's an attendant there, and I don't know what nationality to do, but he talked like, gas is now, I can't even do that. I'm laughing, so I can't even do accents right now. The gas is $100. or something like. I can't do that. It was just, and dude was like, "What do you mean $100 a gallon? Like that is the price." And he's like, "Man," and he pulls out his card. I'm like, "Wait a minute, the phones don't work, but the gas pump work. And it's $100." So Rod's getting gas. Then these birds flap down. Rob drops. He pulled. Okay, I'm trying to keep it together. He takes the hose out, gas hose out, throws it on the ground, just starts shooting. And I'm like, no. I'm like, whoa, no. They drive off, and one of the birds dives into the gas. The gas station, and it hits one of the. I can't even talk. It hits it. The pump. It hits the pump, and the pump explodes. And I was just kept on thinking like, well, that gas attendant lost all his money. He lost his whole business. And then they drive and they see another person. They stop for that person. Hey, how you doing? This big 6'3" tall, look like John Wayne Casey. He looks scary. He look like a serial killer. He's like, how y'all doing? Good. Y'all got any gas? I need some gas. See, I can do that accent. They need some gas. And dude's like, nah, man, we ain't got nothing. Dude pulls a gun out. He pulls the blicky out. He pulled that. And they go to the back, and Rod like, okay, man, don't kill us, man. And he gives him the gas tank. The dude backs up. The dude backs up like this. He's just stepping back. One single bird came out and just sliced his throat. I was like, come on, man. Rod runs back to the car. The gas tank is there. The gun, his pistol's there. The bird's gone. Grabbed the gas tank and did not do it. Just drove off. So then they go and get gas. No, they go to a creek in a wooded area, and they get some water. Like, it's that easy to get water. See, this is the thing. People always be like, "Oh, the end of the world. You're down with the government and all this other stuff." How many of y'all are survivalists where y'all know to cook your water? You know where to get the freshest water at. You know how to make a fire, all that stuff. These people are just getting water and like, oh, we got the water. I'm like, oh, you about to get dysentery. You about to be shitting all over yourself. So, then some hippie dude comes out with a bad wig. The wig was horrible. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? Hey, you should get out of here. You know, the birds are attacking. Oh, there's nothing. This is my home. I live in the forest. I'm like, what? I'm like, live in the forest? Oh, wow. And this ain't Game of Thrones. This is not Game of Thrones. So, he's like, yeah, plus, you know, with the environmental issues and, you know, there's becoming less and less trees, and the bull weevils or beetles, the beetles are eating up the trees. It's getting real sad now. Then all of a sudden you hear this tiger roar. And he's like, I gotta go. You better get out of here. See you later. There's a tiger around here. Man, birds and tigers and bears, oh my. So they run. They get in the car, and they go to a beach. Again, an open area. And she's like, what are we gonna do? We're hungry and all that stuff. Rod looks in the back. He's like, wow, there's a fishing pole. There's a fishing pole and a grill to cook. I was like, how you saying what y'all been? Has it been like 3 days past? Y'all ain't looked in the back or nothing? So Rod goes, catches a fish. One fish for 4 people. One fish for 4 people. She grabs just random pieces. She gets a container and grabs random pieces of seaweed. She's She's like, got seaweed. I was like, that's not how that's not how any of that works. It doesn't work that way. You know, I'm not here. I've never camped in my life. I've never in my life fished. I'm telling you the truth. But I got some damn common sense. He just brings it over, takes the little bits of pieces. He just like sand on it or whatever. He just puts it in the skillet or something. I'm like, you ain't gonna debone it, descale it. You can do it that way, but the kids were like, we want McDonald's. You know what Anyway, so then the birds start attacking again, and they run to the van. She pulls out a gas tank, another gas tank. Where that gas tank came from? How many damn gas tanks they got in the vehicle? She pulls out the gas tank. He pulls he pulls out something. I can't remember if it was a hammer or something. And they're like, well, basically, we're gonna go out. Because they're hitting the window and everything. That all out of nowhere, these white birds attack the brown birds. I'm playing. Anyway, who gives a fuck? They attack. These random birds attack them birds and make them leave, and the birds just leave. And they're like, wow. So they go to the beach and they just stare off into the sky, and they watch all the birds just leave. And that's how the movie ends. So Ryan, I was thinking like, man, he got me. And then I thought to myself, would I watch another one of these? I would. Oh no. I would watch another one. But you got to see, look, this is the thing. These type of movies, you got to have I know I got plenty of friends that watch bad movies. Like not like Hollywood amazingly like well produced. No, I'm talking about bad movies that have like bad edits in them. The audio's off. The acting's really, hello, how are you? Like all of that. We love watching stuff like that. If you don't have no patience for that, don't even touch it. Don't touch it. You'll be mad at me. But I had a good time. I did try to look up the part 2. I watched it on Amazon, and they didn't have part 2 uploaded. I'll try to look at reviews like, oh, it's 1 out of 10, or Rotten Tomatoes said. When I looked at IMDb, it said 1 out of 10. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Ryan, I thank you for that suggestion. You have scarred me for the rest of my life. So everyone take care. This is Cincinnati Man. I'm out. Peace.